What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is NOIZ.I TV, and we are here with another episode of NOIZ.I Talks with Friends. We are on gosh dang. Stuttering's a thing, bro.
You got this, bro. Cool.
I'm not nervous, bro. I just stuttered, bro. Stutter's real bad problem. Bro. Anyways, I will start over. Welcome back, people. We are here with another episode of NOIZ.I Talks with Friends. I think that's why I be stuttering, because I be like thinking too fast. But this is episode 34. Wow, 34 episodes. Oh my goodness. It's such a beautiful thing to see. Everyone enjoying each episode and commenting and telling me this is so great. I watch it, blah 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 blah. So thank you guys for continuing to watch the episodes and like, comment, and subscribe. We're still on our way to 1K. So yeah, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for sitting down and watching this, because this is something that started off of an idea. So to see that it works is such a beautiful thing. Today we have a very sound friend, and the reason why I say sound is because like he is probably one of the most positive people I've met in my entire life. Just because of the words he says, how he speaks, how he carries himself. And I think it's something that, you know, the world needs to know more of, which is himself. So yeah, today we have
Zavian.
Welcome to the podcast, bro. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. You know, another day.
Another day.
Try to stay warm. You feel me?
And it's snowing now outside. So how do you feel about the snow right now?
It's shit. I'm used to it. Hey, it's
Ohio. I hate Ohio, bro. Hate it? Nah, but
it's terrible.
I appreciate you for coming on here today, bro. For people who don't know you, speak some kind words about yourself.
Shoot. My name's Zavian. You can call me Z. You feel me? You feel me? I'll be out the way, so I don't really be. I'm not too loud about what I do, but you feel me? I'm like a hard working person, I guess. Trying to get to the next level of myself. Trying to stay motivating people around me. Shit, you feel me?
That's it? Okay. I guess we'll get to it. So for the people who are tuning into the episode for the first time, I'm your host, NOIZ.I Talks, or NOIZ.I. This is the NOIZ.I Talks show, NOIZ.I Talks podcast, NOIZ.I Talks with Friends, however you want to call it, brand it, whatever. So the format of the show is I do 6 questions with the interviewee. They have no idea what the questions are, and it's just because of real authentic conversation. For today, because these questions are very questiony, because I'm not trying to give out too much, I only did 5, and it's because I didn't want to overwhelm the topics that we're going over. So there are only 5 questions today. So I'm just letting you guys know. I'm letting you know too. So Zavian, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Question number 1. Wow. Okay. Off the rip.
Oh, snap. All right.
Question number 1. After everything I've done to probably ruin our friendship, why were you so forgiving? And do you think I've changed from then to now?
I don't know. I feel like it takes time to forgive somebody, because it's more of like how you heal. If you keep like worrying about like let's say what this person done to you or what this person has done to you, and you feel me, even if it's not like detrimental, is it really something to be tripping about? Like I've been through some things, and I heard some things, you feel me, I mean, I'm not a bad person, but I'm done wrong myself. But it's more of like how I built from it and how I've grew from it.
But at that time, it was detrimental.
Yeah.
So from viewing it at that time to now, like, why did you forgive me? I guess. I mean, obviously you could say because, you know, people heal, blah 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 blah. But us specifically, through that time, why were you so like?
I feel like during the time that it happened, I feel like we was both like bumping heads. So it wasn't like in a way for like we couldn't be in the same room where like we just talk shit about each other. You feel me? And excuse my language.
You're a grown man, cuz, bro. Hold on, real quick. Everyone who comes with viewers, bro. No. Everyone who comes into the podcast, bro, live your life freely. I just don't cuss. That's it. Like, I just don't sound right doing it. But if you feel like you want to do it, I don't care. Express. Go ahead.
It's viewer friendly though.
It is, but that's the whole point. It's viewer friendly. It is positivity, but you can still do free speech. All right, go ahead.
So you feel me? Like, we was bumping heads. You feel me? But it was at the time where I feel like it was pettiness, and we were being young. You know, as we grow and stuff, we kind of learn like from our mistakes and what we have done to people. And it's like we take things from outside of what we've done, you know, and we learn from them, the things that maybe you've done to me, or if I did anything wrong to you, you feel me? We learn from that shit, and then
come on, bro, come on.
You know, and it's just kind of like, you know, even at that moment, you know, we weren't talking for a little bit, and maybe it was just kind of like that needed to be. You feel me? And then later on, you know, we crossed paths again, but it wasn't probably like coincidence. Maybe it was just like at that time then and there, it was like, maybe don't keep like, you know, holding a grudge. Like, you know, you ain't supposed to hold a grudge against nobody, because what do you get from it, you know? And so like squashing the beef, it was kind of like put it to the side, and maybe we didn't talk then, but we kind of like, you know, worked back up and we became cool again. You know, there's a lot of friendships that I've seen turn to the worst than what we've went through. So it's more of like, what am I stressing about, you know?
And I hear you 100%. And I mean, I don't think I've ever actually got to apologize like for that. And like, I'm not doing this for cameras or whatever, but I do want to say in real time that I really do apologize because of my immaturity and my behavior. Because like, I know that I made the choice to do that stuff.
Right.
And like, you know, something that we were talking about off camera was like, you know, my attachment issues to people or to whatever, like checking up on stuff. So it's like, not saying that, you know, the type of attachment we were talking about was way different, but like, you know, the attachment that I had for our friendship was something that was like in the back of my head, like, man, you know, I've put our friendship in jeopardy a lot.
Right.
And that's something I've never wanted to hold either, was like guilt. So I'm glad that we had a conversation of some sort for us to move on, but it's, you know, being you said what?
No, I'm saying heck yeah, I agree with you.
Oh yeah, like just being young and immature is like, we think that being young and immature is an excuse. Like, oh, I did that because I was young. Well, you still made the choice to do it. So I'm, you know, owning up to that.
Exactly.
So yeah, I really do apologize
too. If you feel me, like, it's not even just like on your end. You feel me? Like, if I did something to cause that, I apologize. You know, it's more of like I accept it. You know, I definitely accept it, though. So you feel me? Like, but it's more of like it's building and growing. Like, I definitely have a mentor. You feel me? Like, he always tells me like, some friends, you feel me, like, you're gonna go through it. You feel me? But sometimes you have to understand the aspect of what your friendship is, and where you see it as. Like, some friends aren't always meant for certain things, you know, and that's something I understand. Like, we are a friend, like, we cool as hell, you feel me, but it's like some things, like, if I wanted to do music, maybe I'm not a person that does music, and that's not where our friendship leads to. It's more of probably like positive talking and growing, and how we can grow.
So where do you see our friendship now? Like, what aspect do you see that in?
A growing aspect, as in trying to achieve our goals and giving each other a push of motivation. More of like, because we got our own stuff going on now. Like, as we get older, and people like have to understand this with their friendships, is that when you get older, you can't hold people liable for things that you do and things that you got going on in life. It's tough out here, you know.
Right. Yeah.
We're like, the older we get, the more we experience stuff, the wiser we get, the more our lives will lead to a different path. But as long as you feel me, like, you're like cool and you true to who your friends are, you know, like, sometimes friendships just die off. You can't be mad about that. You feel me? That's not something you should be stressed about. I don't think our friendship is dying off because, you know, like, you feel me? Like, we hit each other up here and there and stuff like that, but it's more like, you never know what time tells, you know?
Do you feel if our friendship were to die off that you would be better off?
I mean, it's...
And I know that's such like a you know, we'll never know, or like, you know, we don't know type of question, but it's just how you would view our friendship if we weren't in each other's lives.
I'm gonna say it to you like this, and it's more of like what I've grown from, especially over the year, and what I've learned. Friendships are just my friendships, and how I see it is as I'm gonna keep meeting new people and meeting new friends, but I'm at the point now where it's kind of like I can't be stressed about if I lose friends or if conversations die out, because you feel me? Sometimes it's like that's the like growth. Like, there's people that you meet in your life that you probably don't even talk to, not even one bit anymore, and you can just memorize like, damn, I was hanging out with him one time, or damn, she was cool as hell. You feel me? Like, but you don't talk to him no more, and it's just like you just gotta accept it. So it's just more of accepting that. That's it. You know,
like basically that was the season I was in at that point. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And I agree 100%. And it really is hard for me to kind of put people in a circle with me, because like I only trust fully, and like not like trust like I would think that they would do some, you know, wrong to me or anything like that, but like trust as in like I trust my goals and their aspirations with, you know, these people.
Right.
There's only 2 people, and like I've always thought I needed a big circle for me to, you know, bounce ideas off of everybody, but not everyone has the same mindset, which obviously we know. Right. But it's like how are we going to reach those goals now? And again, something that we talked about off camera was like, you know, I'm in the, not a season, but I'm in the area of my life now, season, whatever you want to freaking call it. I'm in the area of my life now where I don't want to talk anymore. So like, you know, if people are trying to hit me up and like, I have this great idea, I'm just not really a person to want to hear it, because I have to do now. We've had 1,000 conversations, people. I want to be doers.
Right.
I mean, simple as that. Do you have anything else to add before we move on?
No, that's it.
All right. Cool. Going into question number 2. Oh, wow. Okay. I just, because like I be forgetting that I like write stuff, so like that's why I be having the reactions that I do. But being a young father to an interracial son, right, what challenges do you fear raising him in our current society?
I don't see it as a challenge for it. I see it as
why?
Because it's more of like how you view life. Why worry about how other people feel? What does that cause for you? What does that cause for the people around you if you worry about how other people feel? That's something that
it's not necessarily worry about how other people feel. It's about the sake of your child, though, right? Or
it is.
Am I understanding that wrong?
I teach him what he's black overall. That's
Period.
how people see it. No
right.
matter what, no matter where he goes, no matter what piece of land that he touches,
right,
they'll see him as one race, even though he's 2 races.
Right.
But it's more of like I teach him a background that he needs to be taught. But he also has to understand morals of society too. It's like we all will forever change as a society. It's like everything will be different no matter what. You know? Racism was just, 50 years ago, 60 years ago? We was going through racism, right? It might seem like a long time, but it was just around the corner. And like that, it switched, right? So you don't know what's coming with it. So I'm going to teach them that stuff, you feel me? I'm going to teach them the stuff that I know and the rules to stand by, you feel me? And then, I don't know. I just I just teach him what he needs to know, you feel me? Like, and it's going to come over time. Like, there's going to be lessons that I'm going to have to teach him more directly. But at the age that he's at, I can't really give him all the information I need to give him. I'm going to give him the information that he needs right now.
And so with that, and like also you being a young dad, like, I mean, I'm not sure the relationship you had with, well, can you explain the relationship you had with your dad? Before I ask my question?
It was a tough one, you feel me? Like, it was more of like, so I'm not from Ohio. I tell people this all the time. Like, when people ask me like who my family is, I can't really tell you because it's just it's just me and my mom's, and then I got some family up north, but it's more like that's a distant family. So all my family's out in Denver, so it's like more of like I see my dad and it's a strong connection, but I have to also understand that I can't have him be here all the time. So the stuff that I expect from
does that
him,
bother you?
it used to, but it doesn't no more. Only because it's more of like it's the part of becoming a man. That's the part
Of letting go or letting go of the relationship.
It's more of like I never let go of the relationship. Our relationship's strong even though it's long distance. That's something I've adapted to through my life. You gotta understand that. I don't know if other people go through it, but it's like I've lived in. I lived half my life in Ohio and half my life in Denver. So the connections that I have with people is tough because I have to let go of certain things. Like I can't do certain things. I don't know. It's weird, bro. It's kind of like it's something that I've came to grips with. Like I understand. Like I know what our relationship stands.
But how does it make you feel though? I mean, like you said that. You said that, like, I don't think you said that you've accepted it, but you said, like, basically, like, it's just where it is. But how does it make you feel, though?
It don't make, I'm telling you, I feel better because we've connected more. The older I've got, the more I understand where things are at in life and why things are the way they are.
But as a kid, that hurts.
It did.
So explain that.
It hurt. I'm
sorry, just the way you said it.
But it's more.
No, yeah, I get what you're saying though.
You can't indulge in the past. You feel me? Like
I'm not telling you to indulge. I'm asking you to explain and elaborate.
How it makes me feel now, or in the past?
Both.
Now I'm kind of like, I'm not mad. I'm happy that I have my connection with my dad. You feel me? There's people that don't know their dad,
and I get that, but I feel like. So talk about the past then. So you accepted it. You love your dad. Great. What about the past?
Or in the past, I was it was tough because there was things that I couldn't have being younger. I couldn't have my dad all in the stands watching sports, So it's more of like, that shit was tough. You feel me? Like,
So with that, with your childhood hurt, how does that affect how you raise your son? And you're going to say it doesn't.
No, I'm not gonna say it doesn't.
Okay.
So what it does for me and my son is that I'm able to give him everything that I used to expect. You feel me? I give him the parenthood that I was expecting. I don't know. I put in double the work. If I feel like I'm lacking in a position, I take what I've learned and what I've went through when I was younger, and I kind of try to fix it before it becomes a problem.
And do you feel because of the lack of knowledge that you had from your father, now being a father, do you feel like that has had some type of trouble into raising your son?
No. Heck no.
Explain.
Because I'll be talking, because it's like, we didn't have video chat back then. So now I have video chat, so the wisdom that I get from my dad, I don't got to have him here directly for me to understand where he's coming from. And the knowledge that he gives me, I don't have to have him sitting next to me breaking down the things that I need to do for my kid. All he has to do is, you feel me, I get on the phone and I'll talk to him, and then I'll let him know, like, if there's an issue, if Zeke's doing this, how can I solve this? And he'll give me techniques and stuff, and I take it. I'm like, all right, bet, I'll use that. You feel me? There's certain things that you can't be mad. That's one thing that I've learned, is that you can't stay mad about something that you can't change. If you can't change it, why be mad about it?
I agree 1,000%. All I'm saying is like, for example, like, so I don't always talk about it, but so me and my dad, we didn't have a fallout, but we had a 3-hour conversation about, the state of our relationship.
Right.
And it helped me. So like, have you had a relationship conversation with your dad about like how you felt as a child versus how he felt he did as a parent?
Yeah. There'll be times where it's like, he came out here one time, it was last year for Zeke's birthday, and I was just talking to him, we was chopping it up, and then he was like, we'll just go over the stuff that I went through in life, and then, it's like a lot to it, you feel me? Like, it's not him being the lack of a parent, it was just based off the move that we had to make at the time when I was younger. It wasn't like he was being absent, it was just where my life was heading. I moved to Ohio, and then I went back to Denver. That's how much effort he put into. Like, I'll go back to Denver and I'll live a few years in Denver, and then I'll come to Ohio, live a few years here, and then it'll be kind of back and forth until I got to high school. You feel me? And then I kind of understood, like, at that point in my life, I kind of understood. I was like, all right, I know where this is going. I know that I have to make a decision on if my life is going to be based off of not having both of my parents, or if it's going to be based off of taking what I can from one parent and taking the other, taking the information one gives me through the phone. I'm going to have to understand that.
When did you, I mean, so obviously, so you said that started in high school,
Yeah.
but how did your mindset get to that point where it's like, you have to make that decision for yourself? Because like not a lot of kids are able to accept that position. Me being one of them. So like for you having to, acknowledging and accepting that position, like what was what made your mindset change going into that? Was it just a situation? Did you see something? Did you hear something?
I'm a very, very curious person, and so when I was traveling, I'll get on. My mom would drop me off at the airport. You feel me? And there would be stages in my life where I have to take on my own journey. So like, she'll drop me off. This is very dangerous. You feel me? So it's not like she did it. Like, no, there's nothing like that. Like, I got through the airport safely, but it's more of like, think about the faith that she had to put into me to do stuff on my own.
I was the same way. I was getting dropped off at like 9-10 years old. Exactly. at airports. Yeah.
And so you use that and you think about it like this. Think about it like this. You're doing stuff on your own where you don't need both parents. And they're putting you in situations where they've taught you. You've learned what they taught you. And I've taken that in. Like, there's things that my dad told me not to do, and there's things that my mom told me not to do, and I've made it this far. You feel me? And so like now, it's like I would talk to people, and I'll when I'm at airports and stuff, I'll talk to people, and I'll be like, where were you at this point when you were my age, or what would you do differently at my age? And it's more of like, I don't know. Parents are just there to teach you. You feel me? Like, you're not gonna see. I don't know. It's a kind of weird question for real, because it's kind of like my connection with my dad is just like, it's different. And back to my son, like, I teach him the stuff that I've went through. You feel me? Like, I teach him what the hardest points in my life. I make sure that he's not gonna go through it, even though I can't control if he goes through that or not.
So the question was, how'd you get to the mindset of you accepting that, like, you just could receive or be led by your mom into high school?
It's more like, I don't know, bro.
Take your time. We got all day. Kinda.
It's like the faith that she just puts in me, the faith that my dad puts in me in situations where
two different things. Yeah.
It's like a test though. It's more of like I feel like I've been tested my whole life. You feel me? Like, not like in a bad way, but it's like they put me in positions where I might not know of what it was meaning, but as I get older, I know why they did what they had to do.
And you feel that the way your mom tested you pushed you a little more than the information your dad gave you?
Yeah.
Or am I stretching that out too much?
I'm gonna be real.
Pause.
You stupid. But I'm gonna be real. I feel like I got both 50-50. I got 50% from each parent. I got the knowledge that I needed from each parent. But now it's kind of like, it was my choice to figure out where I needed to be. I had a choice to live in Denver, and I lived in Denver. It was my choice. I told my mom I want to live in Denver. So I went to Denver, and I lived out there. And then when I was with my dad, you feel me? There's things that I missed that I actually had my mom for that my dad didn't have. So, you feel me? I was like, man, I'm trying to move back to Ohio. Crazy ass thought, but you feel me? Like, I moved back to Ohio, you feel me? And there's stuff that I learned here, and it's more of like, I just got accepted. Actually, I wasn't really mad about, like, I'm not mad about moving because I got so used to it. I did it for 15 years. So it's more of like, I don't know, it's like, where you're trying to get at, I understand, but it's like, I don't know. They both gave me knowledge. But back to my kid, I don't want to jump too far off topic. I guess back to where I taught my kid is that being able to learn how to let go of things. Because I feel like holding on to stuff that shouldn't be held on to is like, it can cause pain, telling like I don't know, I feel like at his age he probably wouldn't understand, but there's gonna be points in life where he's gonna want to hold on to stuff, like if he had dreams of being a sports athlete, or if he wants to be an actor or anything like that. I'm gonna have to give him that conversation. I'm gonna have to let him know, like, some things aren't meant to be, but there's also other routes. I don't know. Next question. I plead the fifth. Next question.
So piggybacking off of that, what are some things that you wish? Okay, what are some things that your dad couldn't teach you that you can't teach Zeke yet that you wish you could? Because like you still have to like figure out how to explain that to Zeke.
I'm gonna tell you now. Zeke's knowledge at his age has surpassed my knowledge probably at my age. Zeke is
at his age, you mean?
Yeah.
Because at your age, I was like, "Whoa, he's smarter than you." No, I'm just
at my age, when I was his age, that's where he's at.
Yeah.
He's very curious. So when I tell him stuff, there's things where like he'll pout about something, but I can't be the parent to be like, stop crying. You ain't supposed to tell someone how they feel. You can't tell someone to stop doing the emotion that they feel at that moment. So there's times where like he'll cry or something, and I hit him with you feel me? I'll be like, I'll talk to him. I'll be like, what you crying for? And he'll let me know, and then I'll be like, well, let's find out. I'll think of solutions of where we could solve it. And I'll be like, I'll give it to him in a more simple way. Like if I take his toys away, he'll get mad, and I'll be like, well, we gotta do this before we get to that point, before we can play with toys again. You gotta read before we play with your toys again. And he kind of doesn't understand it, but it's at the same time, I have to kind of find a way where I can get him to still read and still listen. I got to get him to listen to me. And I feel like there was a point where my dad was doing that, but I feel like he was doing it in a way that he knows best.
Where he was in demand, basically.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. It was more of like, I know a lot of stuff, and I feel like the knowledge that I know, I could probably, my dad probably say like, I know a lot of stuff. Like I probably know more than him than his age. And it kind of like, it trickles down. I'm supposed to teach Zeke more of what I know, so then he knows more than me. By the time he gets to my age, he knows more than me. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you got to keep pushing that down. You got to keep the next generation knowledgeable about what you know. So I'm trying to teach him everything that I know, so that when he gets older, he can be like 2 times smarter than me. You feel me?
And then when did it actually hit you that you were a dad? Like, because I mean, obviously, like you know that you're a father now, but like, has there ever been a moment recently where like Zeke has been playing with his toys, or like he'll come up to you, or like stuff like that? Like when did it hit you? Like, dang, this is me. Like that's my son. Like when did that hit you?
He'll start doing stuff that acts like that, does stuff like me. Like how he moves, or like the things that he does, it'll mimic me, and I'll just be like, bro, this is crazy, bro. Like, this is really reality. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's wild to me. I acknowledge it every day. Like, I always think like, dang, I handle business, and the one thing I definitely do think about is that whatever I do affects him.
He'll either see it, or like it will be instilled because of how you do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so if I'm not, it makes me more of a responsible person. It definitely has me on my feet 24/7. It's not like I'm mad about it. I need to be like that. I need to be on my grind 24/7. Every time that he's around me, I have to be on it. Like, I have to make sure that
you have to be an example of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I can't say I give up, because what is that? Where do you get from that? You feel me? Like, I have people. He's relying on me to get to where I need to be, so I can get him to where he needs to be. So that's where I start getting to the point of, I'm a dad, and you feel me? Like, and that's not like, I don't know.
It's not like what? Finish your thought.
It's like, that's pretty much it. Like, it's really like the realization that even though I might have had a kid young, you feel me? But it's more of like, you can have a kid at any time, and no one's ready for a kid. No matter how old you are, no matter how much money you have, the richest person probably don't even take care of his kid. You feel me? LeBron James is on the road 24/7. He got his wife taking care of the kids. Not saying he's a bad dad. He's not a bad dad. You see how far they came. You feel me? You see what he's done. It's more of like your family relies on you to do what you need to do in order for them to get where they need to be. And so that's where I've implemented handling business and teaching him what I need to teach him, so he's not lost. Oh no, that's just how it is.
I love your answers, bro. I ask not like deeper questions, but I ask you to elaborate because I just want you to get your thought across, because like I can see like your mind, like, okay, maybe I should like not even like not say there's this stuff, but like, I just want you to get your complete thought out. That's it.
Right. I got you.
So going into question number 3, seeing everyone from our childhood starting to enter adulthood, what do you think we aren't ready for as adults?
We're not ready for a lot of things. Just like the year before that. Every year is different. You feel me? Every year brings something new. There's some people going through marriage. There's some people going through a hard death in their life. There's some people going through parenthood like me. There's a lot of things that come into life that we don't expect. You feel me? And so seeing other people grow and get to the point where they need to be is kind of like that's crazy. Like, I'm proud of it. Even though I might not know them, it's crazy seeing them things. I'm not a person that's on the social media enough for me to see everything that's going on. So when I hear information, I'm like, dang, that's like, I see it as motivation for me, because it's like, if they're getting to that level, there should be no excuse of why I should be at where I'm at. You feel me? There shouldn't be an excuse where I'm falling behind. I feel like I should be pushing myself, even though everyone gets to the best point of their life at different ages. It still gives you motivation that there shouldn't be an excuse why you're not doing what you're doing, or you're not where you need to be.
So specifically talking about people from Upper Bound or school.
Okay. I mean, from school, Upper Bound, it's crazy because it's like
because one of the main reasons why I asked that question is because obviously we are all going through different walks of life, but like you see how life changes for everybody.
Right.
So for me, what I wasn't ready for was to accept letting go.
Right.
I don't know what your thing was, where you weren't ready for. So like just kind of like having that knowledge as a whole, like seeing everyone that you know or whatever, like what do you think they aren't ready for?
I mean, they're not ready for. I can't say they're not, but that's like a tough one. I feel like that's like a weird question, because it's like,
how so?
Because if you say like someone's not, I mean, there's a lot of things you're not ready for. There's
right.
points where we're not ready to buy a house.
Okay, that's a start. I'm just asking you to answer the question.
But it's like, I feel like that's a good thing, though, that we're not ready, because
I agree. I'm just asking what do you think we're not ready for? That's it. I'm not saying
that's buying a house.
I'm not saying this in a demeaning way, like, oh, you're so dumb, you're not ready for this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying in your mind, like, because we're adults now.
I feel like, see, what's crazy to me is that in my head, I think that, and I think about this all the time, you never know when death is approaching. You feel me? We're getting older, and
does that scare you? Does that scare you?
It used to, but then I started reading. I started reading this stuff, and it's like, one of the things that says is that the more you think about death, the more you feel like it's gonna happen. It might happen. You feel me? The more you, I don't know. I feel like you reap what you sow. So like, the more you feel like you're gonna die soon, I feel like that might happen. But it's more of like, you're here for a reason, and if you die at this age, or if you die tomorrow, you probably already gave your reason. You feel me? You know what I mean? So it's like. And another thing that I think about is that our parents are getting older. So we got to accept the fact that there's certain things that we can't do no more that we were able to do when we were younger with our parents. And it's tough. You know, it's hard hearing that.
That does. Wow. Yeah.
It sucks, though. You feel me? Like, remember we was talking about earlier, like, that nigga Drake is 38 years old, bro. Like, he's old as heck, bro. But it's not just like thinking about Drake being 38 years old. It's thinking about he's old. And everyone that's around us is just getting older. You feel me? Like, I have a cousin that's his age, and every time I ask him, I'll be like, bro, where's time going, bro? Like, you getting too old, feel me? Like, it's just like.
And I feel like time goes faster when you're older.
Exactly.
Which doesn't make. Oh, well, go ahead.
Time is like, I feel like everyone perceives time differently.
So how do you perceive it?
I perceive it as time goes slower when you ever go to work and you feel like your day is dragging because you're not doing nothing. So time starts speeding up when you start actually applying action.
I agree 100%.
And I know you saying like time does fly when you get older, but it's like I feel like there's a point where we don't. That's like the point of living. You feel me? Like I feel like
for time to speed up.
No. I feel like time's moving at its pace, but I feel like the more you put your time into something, you never realize where it's at. I don't know. I get what you're saying, but it's
just answer how you want to answer, bro.
I don't know, bro.
I'm literally just trying to pick your brain. That's it, bro. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to challenge you, bro. That's it. I just want to challenge your thinking. That's it. So speak what you want to say. What you want to say.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like the more you apply action, of course, time's gonna speed up. You feel me? But it's like, I don't know. We just living, bro. Just live. I don't know. We worried about getting older, and I know we got worried about the age, but that's why you need to exercise every day. You feel me? If you want to stay, if you want to feel young, but you also got to realize, and that's how I put it, as my grandma's still alive, and I'm 24. You feel me? And my son is only 2. You feel me? I see it as like we still got a lot of time. You feel me? Like my grandma got to see me live for 24 years. I got to experience moving into adulthood and still knowing my grandma. You feel me? So it's more of like,
and that's a blessing, boy.
And if you think about it like this, implement what she does or implement what your grandparents do and try to bring it out to yourself in order for you to have long age. But also think about it like this, is that we still got a lot of time. Your grandma was still your grandma when you was 1, and your grandma was still your grandma when you 24. If they're alive, I'm not saying like in that way, but I'm saying like, you feel me? Like we got time. It's just how you use it. Are you wasting your time, or are you using your time correctly?
So then, going back to the question, and I'll kind of answer it. I feel like one of the things we're not ready for as adults, from the people that we know, we've been around, is having conversations like these. I don't think like we're able to sit down and talk as adults. I get like, maybe as children we've had strict parents and all that stuff, and like that kind of, it didn't ruin our lives, but we felt like we couldn't do a lot. So now that we're adults, like we know that we can do everything that our mind is whatever. Right. But I think we have a tough time communicating.
We do.
So that's how I view that. If you have anything to add.
No.
This cat, bruh.
Next question.
Bruh, someone tell this dude to open up, bruh. No, he's doing a great job. But you're not a real talker, are you?
I mean, I try to get better at it. I don't know.
Like, do you feel weird about talking? Like what?
Nah, it's more of like trying to explain something to the point where other people understand. I feel like
it isn't. I
feel like I over-explain stuff.
Nah, and I don't think a lot of things that you say doesn't have to be understood. It just has to be heard.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Respect. I understand that.
Okay, bro. All right, going into question number 4. This cat, bro. Going to question number 4. I think you are a very figure it out type of person. What in your life haven't you figured out yet?
Where I have not figured out. I think about this every day.
Yeah,
I think about it in different ways though, so I gotta think about. I should say the one thing I feel like I have not figured out is, oh, that's a good one for real. Cause
yes, I fit into me some questions, but I finally got there, people. I love the reaction of people like, dang, that's a good question. All right, cool, because I was thinking about it. So, but yeah, take your time.
I feel like I haven't figured out the point of, I'm still trying to figure out life. I'm trying to figure out, cause there's I read and I watch so much stuff, and I'm just looking at it like there's so many aspects of life, and I'm trying to figure out where I should be at, and where I'm trying to figure out where I need to be at in order for me to feel like
this what I'm reading and what I'm whatever is working.
Like I'm at the. I want to figure out where I'm supposed to be to where I'm supposed to be. Like, dang, I finally been working so hard that I'm finally at this point that like how you I feel like how you complete a mission, you feel like you're like, damn, I wonder what it feels like to beat this mission, and then you finally beat the mission, you like, bro, I spent all this time just thinking about how I was gonna get there. That's what I'm trying to figure out is like how am I gonna complete this mission? I'm trying to figure out what mission I'm trying to complete.
Can I give you some advice?
Yeah, go ahead, give me some advice. I'm open to advice.
So how I view it or view you and your figure it out esque is maybe you need to stop receiving so much information. Because I think that you, and you could definitely correct me or whatever, I think you're the type of person who looks for the answer and you get it, but then you want more of the answer that you already got.
Nah, that is true. I do.
So it's like, you know what you need to be doing. And it's crazy because this is what he literally just told me off camera. He's like, you know what you're supposed to be doing, just do it. So now it's coming back to you.
That's true.
There's so much information that we've already took in and received. What else are we looking for?
Yeah, I'm probably just. That is true.
That's just a question.
I'm searching for gold in a room full of gold.
Come on, bro. It don't make sense, and that's why I say like our generation. I'm glad that we're doing more, but we have way too many conversations not to do more.
That's real.
It doesn't make sense. And like that's why I like when people, come onto the come onto the podcast, and it's like, well, what are you doing? And let's just talk about why you're not doing, and then apply it after. So I think for you, application is something that we both need to do. We've had a million conversations. I'm tired of it, bro. You're a great person. You're a great talker. You're a great advice giver and motivational.
Great in action.
But I think applying is just what we need to do.
Exactly.
So there's really nothing for you to figure out because like you know what you have to do.
That's true.
So why aren't you there doing it? Like what do you feel like is unanswered?
I feel like it's not what's unanswered. It's more of like, I feel like it's more of like, what am I telling myself that stops me from doing that? What am I? You feel me? I agree 1000%. I agree because I'm in the same area in my head. And it's crazy, bro.
Wow.
It's like, cause you ever feel like you're ever at I kind of like study myself now because it's more of like what days I feel most motivated, and then there'll be days where I feel less motivated. I'm like, bro, what is it that's making me feel this way? You feel me? So like,
and then so from that specific moment, then you go try to find an answer.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Because like when it comes to us and our goals and aspirations, we're like, man, it should always be there because I think about it, I want to do it. But then that moment of doubt, you're like, well, let me go try to get inspired again. That's a problem for both of us, bro. I like a lot of you.
I promise you,
that's a problem.
Like you ever have that moment where it's like,
it's working.
It's sunny outside. You got all these ideas. And then
the next thing it started raining, bro. You're like, wait a second. I thought I was just happy.
Bro, I promise you, bro. Then you start thinking about something else. Then you like, man,
let me real. I'm about to take my butt back into the house, bro. No, I definitely think that's a thing. I think one of the hardest things is thinking of ways for us to stay motivated consistently, and like that's why we are always looking for answers on how stuff can work on a consistent basis. But it really comes down to mind over matter, and that's all I got. That's it, bro. It's either you want to do it or you don't.
That's true. Another thing is whenever you feel like you don't want to do something, then do it. It's tough. I know it's the hardest thing to do is like finding motivation to do something, but that should be your motivation, is that if you don't do it, It'll never get done.
You gonna be stuck where you're at.
Exactly. You keep pushing it off. That's not what you're supposed to do. So
yeah. Going into the last and final question, people. Question number 5. You are the type of person that wants to see people win. Why is that so important to you?
Cause it's like I don't want to see someone like there's one thing that's always affected me in life. Like I always seen like there's always that one thing everyone sees that just like you wish you could change it but you can't. Is like I used to in Denver, homelessness is high as heck. Like it's bad. So when I might be seeing like people that are homeless, even though most people are homeless due to their decisions, there's a lot of people that are homeless with no choice. Like they didn't have a choice or something that happened to them, just they can't bounce back easily from. So I'm like, I always look at it as I try to motivate people to make the best decisions and trying to get them to stay focused up to where they want to be in life, because it's like you can end up there. I could fucking drive down the street.
Bruh, live your life, bruh. Go ahead, bruh.
I hate cussing. You feel me? Like
no, you don't. Because if you hate cussing, you would do it.
I don't. I need to stop making that. I gotta stop making a habit of cussing though.
Well, just let this be the last day you do it, bruh. Get it all out. Go ahead.
Realize, but you feel me? I don't want to see no one on. I don't want to drive down the street, see someone homeless or something like that. But on top of that, it's like there's a lot of times where people. I mean, there's points of people's life where I understood that not everyone has to be great. No one has to be. I don't got to be the main character, but as long as I get to where I want to be and reach my goals, you could see me as the person that doesn't have a big house. But I bet you, if I grind hard enough, there's gonna be things behind me that you'll never see. You feel me? I might have riches that you'll never see. I might just seem like a regular person. And I definitely tell people that all the time. And I tell people like,
are riches important to you?
To an extent, there's things that I wish I had more money for. Like I wish I had enough money to, you feel me, like put my son into like a super high education. He's at a good level of education right now. You know, I mean, it's expensive, but it's like, I wish I could just, put him in places and take him places where, he could just experience stuff that I haven't seen, like take him out the country, and that's what really motivates me to get to where I need to be and what I need to do.
So he can see that.
Exactly.
Basically, yeah.
Exactly, travel and stuff. Like I traveled enough, but I want him to travel more than how I did. I want him to experience different cultures and societies, so he kind of isn't stuck in the mindset of
America's the way, basically.
Yeah, and being around the same people, because when you're around the same people, unfortunately, it shows that you start getting like a ick for people. Like it's hard for people to motivate. Like it's hard to get motivation from people that you're around every day, because once you get to a point where you start winning, all you could think about in your head is, they might say congratulations, but is it really a congratulations? Is it, we've been stuck in the same spot the whole time. How do you really feel about my success? I don't want them to be around that all the time. I want them to be able to move around and meet different people and their success and be able to see other people's success.
Yeah, and I think that's so important to see if you're stuck or not, because like I was in that position. And moving myself out of that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, because I didn't understand that being stuck wasn't a good thing. And that sounds stupid, but I wanted to save everybody.
Exactly. And you can't. And one thing I definitely want to say is that you told me to wait. I want to tell you right now. You don't owe nobody, and nobody owes you nothing. That's a real spill. No matter how much you give to somebody, you don't own that, because what you earned is what you worked for, right? They don't owe you a dime. Nobody owes you nothing. You don't owe nobody nothing. My cousin told me that. He's like my mentor. He told me that, and at first when he told me, I was kind of like, that realization, like, dang, that's kind of shit. Like, that's kind of whack, saying that nobody does owe you nothing. But it's kind of like, it's a realization. It's one of those realization moments that What you do for yourself is you gotta do for yourself. You don't owe it back to nobody. Just like when you were saying, like, do you feel like you should be celebrated for your birthday? For what? Like I said, the example was, would you go up to each person every day, trying to figure out whose birthday is today, and then be like, come on, let's go down to the Cheesecake Factory. We can do it. You feel me? Like, you feel me? I get what you mean, and I understand where you mean when you come from that, but it's like,
yeah.
That's why if I accomplish something, I won't post about it. I mean, someone like in my family posts about it.
I mean, I don't either though. That's not what I'm saying when I feel like celebrated. I feel like because I've done so much for other people, like just for one day, it's just like, you know, we appreciate you for who you are. That's it. Just one day. But I get what you're saying though.
They appreciate you now. If they don't appreciate you for what you did at that moment, why should they wait until your birthday to appreciate you?
He got me.
He got me. You did it out your own. You did it for yourself. That's why I say you don't owe nobody nothing, but you did it for yourself. You did it because it made you feel good.
It did.
And they don't owe you nothing back because they didn't ask you to do it, and even if they did, it was your choice.
I agree.
You know? So it's like what you do for people is good, but if you're not in that position to do those things, where do you get them from? You might make them feel better, but it takes away from how you feel. That's like that's like giving, like, you're 100% battery and you give somebody 50% of your battery, and now you gotta go through a whole day with 50%. You gotta do 50% of the things that you were gonna do that day, right? It's tough, ain't it? It's hard out here, bro. But it's like some things you can benefit from. Some things is just you gotta let it go. You know, you gotta take it as, I made that decision. I should have made it, but I learned from it now. That's what makes you wise. That's what makes you understand what you should do and what you shouldn't do later in your life.
With that being said, we are at the end of the episode. Thank you, Zay, for coming on today.
Heck yeah.
You've already started, but do you have any questions that you want to ask?
No questions.
None at all?
What's a big goal of yours for the end of 2024?
I'm not going to answer that. I can't tell nobody.
Okay.
And the only reason why I say that, like, I'm not trying to be an a-hole, but again, talker. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to do it.
Understandable.
That's it.
Understandable.
But go ahead. You were saying something else. Or was that it?
That was it.
Well, guys, we appreciate you. No, but seriously, Zay, you're a very interesting person. And I don't mean that in the slightest. Like, I'm not gonna say that I thought you were dumb or something, but you're very wise. But something that I hope you attack this year is, both of us is just applying. You have all the knowledge, bro, and like the whole thing with the, like, you have a mentee or mentors is great to an extent, but even let them go too, just because, like, again, what more information do you need, bro?
It's not bad that
go ahead.
I know you should let go, but it's like more of like you can't receive every information. That's why I like to keep on learning, because there's gonna be points in my life where I'll experience something I didn't experience.
But with the stuff that you have learned, how much have you applied? How much have you applied?
Shoot, I apply 50, probably like 60-70%. There's some things that I don't need right now. Is where I'm getting at. Like, do
you feel that you need the mentors right now?
Yeah, of course.
For what?
Some mentors are parents. I can use a lot of.
You know what I'm asking you.
I know what you're asking me, but that's real. Like, I can use them right now. Like, I use them to my basis of when I need them. I'm not trying to make it seem selfish, but there's times where I'm like, I keep up with them, but there's times where they'll try to give me wisdom that I can't take right now because there's already stuff I'm handling. I already handle so much stuff.
So if you're doing that, why are they needed? That's my question.
There's some times where I just gotta communicate. There's times where
fair.
I have friends, but it's like I don't hang around a lot of people. Like, I do my own thing. Like, there's times where, like, I'll be at my crib, you know, I'll be chilling, and I won't talk to nobody for days. And my mom will hit me up. She'd be like, "Hey, what you doing? Like, come on, let's get you out that crib, or let's go do something." I'm not saying I'll be in the crib the whole time, but I just be I'll just be figuring stuff out. Like, I just be thinking about stuff. There'd be times where there'd be a time where I disappeared. Not saying like in that way, but it would be a time I disappeared, and I went to Denver and I came back. And I didn't tell her until then. You feel me? Like, I'll just go and do, like, my mind will just up and I'll just go and do something. And then I'll come back and I'll be like, get back to it. Let's get back to it. That's just how it is.
Well, if I can't say anything else to you, bro, just be patient with what you're doing. I think you're obviously on the right path, but just keep going.
Thank you.
But let's be doers this year, bro.
Yeah,
let's be doers. That's all I can say. But with that being said, like Zay, again, I really appreciate you coming on today, bro.
For sure.
Again, very interesting. Like. Like your answers, I was not expecting for you to say anything like that. So it's really cool to see people be open, to who they are. So, Zay, thank you for coming on today.
No problem, bro. Keep going. I want to let you know that you are on a very, very bright path. I'm going to say that right now. Always keep doing it. No matter if you feel like you shouldn't do it, just do it. I mean, there might be consequences, but that's what builds a wise person, is understanding their mistakes and what they did wrong, and then they build from it. And you're gonna face that a lot. You're gonna come across people that you might interview that might be the worst interview ever. You feel me? But you'll learn from it. That's gonna happen. I'm not gonna say I wish that upon you or it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen because everyone goes through it. Everyone's gonna have a tough point where they're making something of themselves. And something comes across and might stop them. You just gotta get over that obstacle. And you got a journey, but you got a bright journey, and you're well on your way, bro. For real. Keep going.
Thank you so much. I appreciate those kind words.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to receive, so I'm sorry if that kind of threw you off.
It's all good. I understand.
I try to take stuff in. It's just really hard sometimes. But with that being said, guys, it is NOIZ.I and Zay, and we are out.